Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green. My guests today are Adam Springer and Ryan Phelan. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for having us, Dennis.
Yeah. Adam, your band is Wonderful Smiths.
Yeah.
And Ryan, you're with Dr. Z's Experiment.
Z's, yep.
I think the last time we all hung out together on stage was at Bluesapalooza.
That's right.
You guys both were a part of that scene, which was a lot of fun.
That was cool.
And looking forward to that coming up again in the winter. But more importantly, got a gig coming up to talk about. Before we talk about your upcoming performance, it's at Wildwood, right?
Yes.
On the 2nd of August?
August 2nd.
Okay.
This Friday.
Okay. And I want to talk. Let's talk a little bit about the origins of the bands.
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm going to start with you
Yeah,
because we have a history. We here at KCCK have a history with Dr. Z's Experiment that goes back more than 20 years.
Facts.
Because the original band through a lot of changes.
Yeah.
You've been a part of it pretty much from the get-go.
Yes.
though.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think you were a trio when you began.
We were a trio 98.
Yeah, and played at Jazz Under the Stars in 2001.
That's right. Yeah, we met here at the Kirkwood Jazz Program. Tim Feldkamp at the time was director. And, you come in, you don't know who you're going to get paired with, and it was, I think it was me, JT Yenter, and I believe maybe another drummer, but then we also there was too many bass players, so we had 2 bass players, upright and electric. And then it kind of, I think maybe the next semester Ben somehow joined, but I had played with Ben Franklin since middle school, so that even goes back longer, which is crazy. And then, we just started playing, in the combos. And then we're like, after, during the summer, we're like, man, that was fun. Let's keep things going. And then it just kind of snowballed. And there's been a lot of different people in that band, Ryan Hoagland and all kinds of different people. Too many to name.
Yeah, and what's the current lineup?
So the current lineup is Ben Franklin on drums, Jeremiah Murphy, who's also an alumni, and Luke Vertel, who you know.
Yep.
On keys and vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Luke, is he maybe the most recent?
Yeah, that probably
member?
about 10 years, maybe,
Yeah,
8 or 9 years. We never really had a keyboard. We were always a trio.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, thank God that we have that now, because it really gives us options, and, we can kind of stretch out, and it's more covered.
Well, you definitely began as, pretty much a straight ahead, jazz, contemporary jazz group. And and I think that's kind of where you are now, more or less. But
Sure.
in between, the band has done a lot of different things. So what are the
definitely.
different flavors that you've done over the years?
Oh, yeah. Like music-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, we used to do, straight ahead jazz standards at, Tornadoes when we had a Thursday. Yeah, people are like, what is this?
There's a good mix. You didn't see coming.
Tornadoes, jazz standards. And then we would, we started writing music, original, like jazz, sort of bass changes and different things like that. Our influences from, we learned so much here. And, we do a little, I would say more jammy, and funk. I mean, we play a lot of Benson, a lot of guitar stuff, and just lots of different styles. So from country to bluegrass to all that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's specializing limits the gigs.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you have to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Adam, I really enjoyed getting to see Wonderful Smiths at a lot of different gigs. You guys have really kind of come up and out here in the last 4 or 5 years. Although I know you've been going for a long time. So same question. Tell me the origins of Wonderful Smiths.
Yeah, Wonderful Smiths kind of started when everybody was in lockdown. I knew that I had a bunch of songs, and I had been working with Drew Hearn quite a bit to kind of finalize how those were going to sound and playing them out a little bit. But during lockdown, I realized that there were a lot of musicians that were out of work, had nothing going on. So, man, we just kind of started a parade going through my house of just jamming with a bunch of different people. And I bet there probably isn't a lot of drummers or bass players in the corridor that doesn't have a DM for me just kind of saying, hey.
I didn't get a DM from
I'm
you.
over here. You play guitar, man.
Oh, that's right.
You're trying to steal my gigs here? But, so we kind of landed on the group that we have right now, and it's been going super well, and everyone, KCCK, with the Bluesapalooza, everybody's just been so supportive and great around here in the corridor. So we're just hoping they keep supporting us and we keep going.
And who is your current lineup?
Yeah, so myself, vocals and guitars. We have Drew Hearn that also does vocals and guitars. And it's kind of nice having kind of a two-headed monster playing guitar. We both play leads, so you don't run into that instance where you look down at your hands and you think to yourself, well, here I go again. It's going to sound like me all over again for the next 2 hours. So there's a lot of variety there. And then Dustin Dua does percussion over there, and Nate Kofron is playing bass for us.
Cool. And you do a lot of original music too, like Dr. Z's.
Yeah.
And how would you describe your sound?
Yeah, I think what we call it is soul and roll. And at the end of the day, we love the Ray Charles of the worlds, the Van Morrisons, the Stack Records, the Swampers and things like that. So we have that soul side of things, and then we also try to mix it with the Black Crowes and Rolling Stones, and all of those influences kind of ride in the back seat while we're driving, because at the end of the day, we're going to sound like the four of us playing together, and we want to be an original band. We want to do what we want to do, and it's just been really fun trying to attract people to what we want to do.
And you've been in the studio. You've got
Right.
You've made some of your first recordings, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's been really fun to see all of these things come together with the different ingredients. We released an EP with 5 songs on it earlier this year. And then we just had another single come out last month called C'est la vie. And that's been doing really well. And like I say, it's just been surprising how supportive everybody in the corridor has been, and musicians and folks that are coming to watch alike. It's just been really fun.
Cool. And a gig this Friday at Wildwood, which is a great place.
Yeah.
To play. It's that's one of my favorite spaces, because there's plenty of room, acoustics are good, there's a good sized stage, good sized dance floor for people to get up, and then there's a third band too, Dave Helmer.
Dave Helmer
band, yeah. The thing is about this lineup is if I weren't playing it, I would still want to go.
Totally.
I think that and Ryan, jump in, because
I think the cool thing is we're playing. They're all original bands. I mean, we're playing all original music, which is needs to happen
right
around here.
And I think that all the bands right now are kind of in fighting shape. When we talk about Dave Helmer, he put out a record last year, Such a Clown. And, man, it's a good,
we listened to it on the ride home. It was great.
Yeah, it's a really good record. And, Wonderful Smiths have been putting out our tunes, and Dr. Z has got
We're about to put out a record, Dr. Z's also.
Oh,
excellent. So it's not like we kind of threw together one of the bands because we wanted to play with our friends. It's everybody's
got
really good
content
shape.
Coming out too.
Yeah, and you can find what we sound like and what we do, and it's not just a guessing game. And there's that through line that I think is going to be really cool.
Yep.
So how do people get tickets?
I believe online at you can go to wildwood.com or through their Instagram or Facebook or something. Is it 18? We should have had this info.
It's
Sorry.
all ages.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying how much is the ticket price?
Yeah,
all ages. That's good though.
Yeah, it's $15.
15. Okay,
Yep.
right.
So,
in advance, probably a little more at the door.
That's what it is.
Well, you can reserve a table also, which I thought was kind of
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
$20.
I like those tables. Like on top, you can kind of look down at the band, and that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But 3 bands. We're gonna be playing. I think we're gonna kind of play the whole record that we recorded, which is about 10 tunes, some old stuff, some new stuff, so all original.
Excellent.
Maybe throw in a couple covers.
Sure.
some Benson or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, and it's wildwoodsaloon.com. And again, they've got a ticketing thing there, so you can get your tickets in advance, or I'm sure they'll take your cash at the door.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you show up and mention my name, I know a guy. I can get you in. That'll be all right.
People still take cash.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, it's just been, Dr. Z's has, been a part of the scene for a long time, and I've always appreciated that connection, and it's been great getting to have you guys at some of our events, and we'll look forward to doing that in the future. But
yeah, for sure.
In the more immediate future, get to Wildwood Saloon on Friday and take in all 3 bands.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Great.
Cool.
Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.
Good to see you again, man.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast app. You can watch our videos too. They're on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. I'm Dennis Green. I'll talk to you later.